She was a single parent and she worked 2 jobs, so I rarely ever saw her. I had 2 older sisters who are 10 and 12 years older, and they chose to go to Indian boarding schools back on the reservation because they struggled going to school with a lot of upper class white kids who just couldn't connect, with. So I grew up almost like an only child. My mom would take me on the weekend to the reservation to go home for ceremonies, sweats, and prayer services, and our Lakota spirituality. So she tried to maintain a balance. My 2 sisters grew up on the reservation with a lot of abuse, drugs, and alcohol. Before I was born, my mom decided she wanted to be a substance abuse role model, so she became sober and started the first treatment center with AA meetings on the reservation. She called me her sobriety baby because she wanted to raise a Native American child in a home that wasn't composed of abuse and trauma. She saw that with my 2 older sisters, so she wanted something different from me. I see myself as a product of historical trauma. Since I moved to Portland, I've done a lot of research and worked with my SAMHSA grant on historical trauma, and it opened my eyes to see where my journey has led me because of the trauma my parents and my grandparents have gone through. My mom wanted me to be able to walk in both worlds. She chose to live on the west side of town because for her, the role model was the other families and the children I went to school with. She couldn't provide me with a model family, so she wanted me to go to school with other kids that were raised in those types of families, and that experience definitely developed an idea of what I wanted for myself. In my adolescence in high school, I loved going to the sweats and the ceremonies because no matter where I was on the reservation or off the reservation, if I would go into a sweat lodge, that's the one place I was closest to my mom. When the door closes in a sweat lodge, I would feel completely safe. I think that I felt that way because I grew up alone. In a sweat lodge, you're surrounded by people praying in a humble solitude. Since we moved here, my girls and I started smudging every night before bed. It brings us back to home. When we moved here, I sent them home every summer to go be with my mom and go to the sun dances in the summertime and to be with their dad. When we moved here, I didn't want to take that away from them. Growing up, I never knew any Native American family whose parents were married. I never knew a home that wasn't broken. Every home I knew, their parents were separated or had never been married. All my friends' parents from school were married and they owned their homes. A lot of the moms were housewives. I never saw myself as a housewife though. I always knew I was going to finish college because nobody in my family had finished college except for me, although my mom did just graduate with a bachelor's degree last year. She's 64. When I was a kid, I saw myself as being married, having a kid and having a husband. But things have been completely different because now I am 2 spirits. I did pursue that more traditional life with my girl's dad. I was with him from the time I was 16 to 26. I chose him because he was the list of attributes that I wanted in a husband. It wasn't what I wanted internally. It was what I felt I needed externally.